Alright, now we're going in part 2.
But in general, no, I don't want to see that happen.
Like right
and the reason why
too.
isn't because I disagree with, the protesters. It's because I want Iranians to have ownership of this regime change. I want them to have ownership of this revolution. And I think that the moment that American bombs start dropping, the moment that American soldiers get involved, now it's no longer the Iranian revolution.
Yeah, now it's the now everybody is gonna be like, especially liberal white women. Oh, now we're gonna control Iran. Now we at the beginning, all this was just us helping them out, and then now you're gonna start seeing You're gonna start seeing mad protests. Oh, America, dude, we're colonizers. We're taking over everything. Now we're getting involved in their politics. We took over everything, and now we're gonna plant another regime there. We got that one out just to get another one in. Yeah, bro, shut up, dude. Shut up. If you're not gonna go over there and personally help them out yourself on some, private militia, like some freelancer, what is it called? Oh man, a mercenary. If you're not gonna be on some mercenary shit, or just some good Samaritan shit, take up arms and go there and fight yourself for free, then I don't want to hear it, dude. Shut up. Like, if you're not gonna do nothing, and the only thing you're gonna do is get people and get in the way of the people who are actually trying to do shit. Like, bro, what is wrong with you?
It's the regime change that was basically facilitated by America. The Islamic regime has completely shut down the internet in Iran. So it is down to 0%. And so you have only a handful of people that are out there in Iran that are able to protest. The Iranian...
Yeah. And this is also why, this also adds to the whole, misinformation, because the very few things that do get out from these places get, overshadowed by all the nonsense bullshit that these liberals keep posting, because they can't even compete. They have no internet. So, like, the very few people that are using, like, satellite or whatever, they could somehow connect with the very few resources that they have. That immediately just gets overshadowed. That's why I'm doing whatever I can right now from my room, and spreading word, dude. Like, showing the actual truth. Even if it's just one more video, one more thing, maybe that video is what gets to people, gets the word out,
And anti-regime protesters in Tehran have now arrived in the Missouri street and are a few hundred meters away from the Central Command Staff and the IRGC. So it's the...
Because at the end of the day, if this person couldn't have their voice out and, get their voice out there, I'll do it for them, dude. I'll be that voice for them. Like, the real voice for them, not this freaking, political social justice warrior vigilante motherfuckers. Like, I don't gain anything from hating them or loving them. Like, I just genuinely want them to, be free. Do whatever the fuck they want, dude. If they want to be fucking free, then they should be fucking free. And they want to be free.
IRGC's headquarters for the Iranian capital city. So they're basically about to get to the main, they're one of the main bases. If this happens in what's this here? If this happens fast enough, we in Israel could open up disaster migration hospital as we sent to Japan and Nepal. Go Iranians. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Israelis that want to see this happen too. And there it is. Dutchmen demanding asylum centers must be in the country. Oh, this is another one too here. The battles continue. This is in Iran? Holy shit.
Holy crap.
Look at that.
Yeah, but are those police vehicles? Because they...
But this time we definitely put in the right guy.
I
think that what they need to do is they need to have an actual election or whatever they want to do. If they want to just bring...
No, they got to do that thing that Nepal did, or they do it on Discord.
In the king again and say, we want a king again, then I think that's totally up to them. I don't have a problem with what Iran wants to do. I do have a problem with telling them what to do. So yeah, and I'm talking to someone who's in Iran right now who's part of the protests. They're confirming a lot of the social media reports. Yeah, so Iran's need to handle their business with very minimum U.S. aid is possible. I think it is possible. And I think the reason why is that you're seeing a lot of the population that's roaching out already too. Like even you've already had a few days ago, you had the police roaching out. The police now are abandoning their posts. They're abandoning, you know, their position. And now you're also having the military become fractured as well. So you're already having the breakdown of the power structure that effectively keeps the government in control. And it's happening because really, if you lose the military, you lose because the military is the deciding factor whether you're going to win or not. So the moment that the military steps down, the moment the military says enough is enough, we're not going to support, we're not going to be in favor of shooting our own people.
I knew it was game over when I saw those, like, that entire street full of civilians knocking over that terrorist flag, like that Islamic regime terrorist flag, and everybody was cheering. I knew it was clipped though for them, dude, like for the regime. And I was so happy for it, dude. I knew it was over, dude. Because ain't no way a regime like that is going to let that happen and, you know, there's not going to be dead bodies on the floor. You know, like somebody's not going to get shot or thrown in jail or stoned to death or something. And the fact that no regime member was even there to stop it lets you know that these guys are right now hiding and scared that they're about to get, like, stoned to death, dude. Like, literally.
For protesting against the government, right? And wanting freedom, basically, because you got to keep in mind that Iran is a lot different than in America. In America, you can protest and you can express yourself. You have freedom of speech to a pretty large degree. You can pretty much say what you want. And on top of that, maybe besides like a threat or something like that, or probably doxing, other than that, you can say whatever you want to say in the United States. And also, you can have whatever political opinion you want. In Iran, I think this is something that Westerners really don't understand, is that this is a totalitarian, tyrannical, religious, fundamentalist, psychopath government. They literally kill people for disagreeing with them. They arrest people all the time for basically no reason other than violating their imaginary religious laws. These people are just totally fucking oppressed. So they don't get a chance to, at the ballot box, vote on these issues. They don't vote on the Ayatollah. They don't vote on these laws. These laws are like they're basically pressed onto them and forced onto them by the government. And if you disagree with that, you're dead. And so keep that in mind whenever you're comparing this with the
and a lot of times you're not just dead. Like they'll defile your corpse or whatever, or like they'll cut your head off or something and leave it right in front of your family's doorstep, or, you know, basically just desecrate your corpse and leave it there hanging, you know, for everybody to see.
You know, American protesters, because the American protesters have every opportunity to vote. They have every opportunity to have their opinions heard. They have every opportunity to, you know, gather and peacefully assemble. And they have every opportunity to even run for government themselves. But for whatever reason, they think that they're basically, this is what a real revolution, this is what a real protest looks like, and this is what actual oppression looks like, is you have people getting shot in the streets by the government. And so is this the one that I had seen before? Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Holy. See that?
Holy shit.
Russia's cooked? Well, why the fuck would they, like, coming from a vet, it's great to see this. Yeah. Iran, you literally put your life on the line. If they don't overthrow the IRGC, all these people will be executed. Yeah. Like, you have to keep this in mind, too, is that everybody who's in on this...
Yeah, that commenter literally said that's exactly my point. That's exactly why they're going so full force, so nuts to butts, high octane, turning up the NOS, you know, hitting the NOS button. Because they know that if they fail to take back their country right now in this all-for-nothing one final effort, it's klepto. It's game over. They lose forever. All these people here are going to be silenced and executed and, you know, be fucking killed and murdered, possibly defiled, and the women, they're going to be taken as, like, prisoners and probably used as, like, sex slaves and shit. You know, it's literally game over. And if they can't win this, then that basically means that, you know, they're just stuck like this forever. Like, it's not just, like, it's the whole principle of the thing, too, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure that's what's going through their minds right now. You know? Like, if you knew that you know, what you were doing, if it didn't succeed, if it didn't succeed, and oh man, dude, because I don't even know how to describe it, because it's just the feeling of it too. Like, it's like the principle of the thing, you know. If we can't do this here and now, then that means we'll never be able to break free. It just means these guys will keep you know, winning until, you know, eventually I guess they'll lose, but still. Like that, man.
Protest, they effectively have gone all in. You know, like, let's say you're gambling, right? They have gone all in with this protest.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's why you see a lot of the videos that are being released are pixelated so that people aren't able to be identified. Look at this. Persia's gonna come back. I wonder if they're gonna rename it to Persia. That would be pretty crazy if they did. I mean, like, I don't think that'll happen, but I feel like symbolically that would mean a lot. And anti-regime protesters set fire to the radio station. Oh, probably for propaganda. You see, like, they have all the filters and everything on it. That's so the government can't retaliate against the people that are protesting and even discussing it at all. And Iranian anti-regime protesters launched an attack on a large column of Islamic regime security forces. They were beaten up, disarmed, and their cars and motorcycles set on fire. Whoa. True. Yeah. Iranians don't like the name Persia. It was given to them by the Romans 2,000 years ago. It's not their name. Completely understandable. It should be their decision regardless. Just giving my take on it. Do you think the Crown Prince will try to slither into power? I think that he'll be a great intermediary, and if the people there want to vote and decide him to be their leader, I think that he should be their leader. And I think that he's definitely the best intermediary for Iran. Like, nobody else is a better intermediary. So, I mean, I don't know, like, you might not like the guy, you might not agree with what he's saying or whatever, but you can't deny that this person does have the highest approval in terms of a leadership position inside of Iran. So that's what my perspective is, right? Iran means Persia. I know that, right? Yeah, exactly. And so how an average Democrat sanctuary city looks? Yeah, exactly, right? And so where's a few more of these? And this is also Tehran, too. That's their main city. Holy shit. Please actually Iran English channel out. Iran International English out on X. Okay. Yeah, I know there's a lot of different places that you guys want me to look. I'm doing my best to find everything, but it's hard to do. And so Iranian Islamic security forces opened fire with live ammunition against anti-regime protesters.
Yeah, look at him, chat.
Keep in mind, too, how many people aren't talking about this.
Yeah. Like all these SJWs and all these people that be, you know, on the front lines of the protest thinking that they're, you know, thinking that they're heroes of everybody else. You know, where are you now, dude?
They're talking about, like, the, you know, the virtue of a woman trying to run over an officer with a car. Yeah. Or maybe not trying to, just doing it accidentally.
Oh, and, yeah, that's where you're
at, incidentally, excuse me. They're discussing the virtue of that, but they're not talking about the virtue of these people overthrowing a tyrannical Islamist government. Where are the feminists? They're not there. And so that's it. This is a guy who got his ass beat. Yep, there we go again. And what is this? Massive anti-regime protests? Oh, here's another one, too. Do you seriously think Iran will be better? Half of the people will support the new government, and the Middle East will be a war-torn hellhole nonetheless? I mean, I think it'll be better than it is now. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's really bad now. It's extremely fucking bad. I don't think people understand how bad it actually is. Yeah, it's already terrible, like they're already basically Iran as like a geographic entity should be one of the top 10 countries in the world in terms of GDP. Really. It's right next to a bunch of other extremely rich countries. They have, I think they have oil, obviously. Yeah. They have, you know, like a huge amount of like sea area. There's no reason that Iran shouldn't be a...
It's not rocket science, Chad. It's always a common denominator that every single country that has a fucking dictator or somebody in power that is not supposed to be in power and stole their power, you know, like they just forced themselves into that power like a dictator. Their countries are always running like shit, and they're always like this. Always like this, dude. Like literally. Like literally. You can't name me one place that it's not.
Rich country. I mean, there's a reason why Xerxes almost took over the fucking world, right? So Iran,
Xerxes.
Persia used to be like a massive world power, and there's a reason for that. So the truth is that, yeah, I mean, things could always get worse, but it's like, you think about it like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, right? And, you know, it's easy to say this when you're not gambling with your own life, but you just think about it logically. If you roll the 4, let's say, which I would say 4 out of 20 is how I would rate the Iranian government. It seems like maybe, I'd say probably even more like a 2 or a 3. I guess it could be like North Korea, but it's still really bad. Do you re-roll the dice or not? I'd say you re-roll the dice, don't you? So that's what they're doing. 2 for me. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, right? It's like, and I understand that, you know, this kind of stuff is, it's like using metaphors like that can seem like you're trivializing it, but I'm just trying to use an example that people can understand. That's all. I'm not trying to trivialize it. I'm just trying to make it understandable for people that might not be as familiar with what this is. So yeah, reset the game, time to mulligan, exactly. And they're also, the thing is also, Iran is the #1 sponsor for terrorism. They are the ones that are destabilizing the entire region. I would say that Iran...
It's actually half true though, but the reason why they are #1 is because they get their money from China. Because China's literally trying to use all this terrorism and all this bullshit to distract everybody else from what they're doing and what's actually going on, and they're trying to literally conquer most of the Middle East. Like, bro, this is what I mean, dude. Like, none of this shit you're not gonna see in mainstream media. You gotta like literally look this shit up. Like, we covered some of this in some of my older videos. Like, this is nothing new. So yeah, it technically is Iran, but you know, it's not just Iran. It's technically like, you know, like a good 70, like 65% Iran. You know, and then the other 35% China.
To be fair, also Israel, but primarily Iran is the primary destabilizing force in all of the Middle East.
No,
if you get rid of Iranians' leadership, Iran's leadership, you're probably going to have, there are going to be ripple effects of that are going to affect tons of people. Live ammo being used. Is this from one of our viewers?
Damn, dude.
Yes? So this video right here got sent to my mods.
Yes,
this is from one of my viewers that's in Iran right now.
That's insane, dude.
Iran, Houthis, and Hamas are fucked? Yeah. Like, I mean, Yemen is terrorized by the Houthis. I think it's Lebanon for Hezbollah, and Hamas is getting people killed in Palestine too. Think about how many millions of lives are going to be lost once these psychos are done.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how big of a deal this is going to be.
Oh,
anti-Iranian regime protesters have taken control of the central parts of the town tonight. The lion and the sun flag is flying high, and people are chanting, "Long live the Shah." Holy shit.
Long live the Shah.
Man, Saudis are encouraging fighting in Yemen as well. I don't know about that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know. Is Iran the most powerful Islamic country in the world? Islamist country in the world? I think that they're the most military influential, but that's because they try to be. I think that maybe a country like Saudi Arabia could be, but it doesn't try to do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't try. Neither does Palestine.
He's tying it up. Turkey?
It's all fucking propaganda.
I always forget about Turkey. I wouldn't really say, I mean, I don't know. I have to really think about it.
It's a baby
Does
to
Dubai not have a
Ukrainians,
military?
definitely
I
the
really don't know
Nigerians.
about that. Holy shit. Imagine.
Hold on, guys. I was kind of hoping that my package would come today. Well,
being this guy. Really. Think about that. That's fucking insane. You're the guy.
you're that
Oh
guy.
my god. Yeah, absolute
imagine
aura.
that?
Yeah, bro, look at that. Hero aura, absolute.
Yeah, that guy probably feels like fucking All Might right now. Everybody's surrounding him. He's holding the flag. You know? Like that's insane, dude. Like, can you imagine being that guy right now? Like, that guy probably feels like on top of the world. Like, he could probably lead the nation. Like, dude, that guy, oh man. I can only imagine what's running through his head, dude. Like, he probably feels like he, you know, like how the Americans felt when they when they helped defeat the Nazis and they brought the, oh no. I'm not sure if it was the Americans. I think it was actually the Soviets or something like that. Yeah, when they defeated the Nazis and put the Soviet flag on top of like a Stalingrad or some shit or whatever big ass building that was that overlooked most of the city.
Wait, I love to see this. This is awesome. This is
Actually,
amazing.
U.S. soldiers did that too.
It's a historic moment. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. This guy's gonna be immortalized by a history book. Well, he'd probably be immortalized by at least an Asmongold TV YouTube video. Okay, so yeah, you got even more of this tier in comp. This is Iran's 7th largest city. Thousands of brave Iranian women have joined the protests. And you see also, like, there's another thing too, is that women in Iran are uniquely oppressed because they have to wear things over their head and everything like that. There was even somebody who was killed, this was a few years ago, for not wearing their head covering. So women, and this is something that I always find to be so weird, is that Western feminists seem to have this massive blind spot for the Islamic control over women. I really don't like this because, again, you can say that, well, that's their culture, they're going to have their own thing, they're going to do their own thing. But, like, whenever you see the women that are in this country that are, like, saying, we don't want to be killed and oppressed and, you know, like, tortured by this, I mean, you should be behind them as a Western feminist, right? You absolutely should be. I mean, if Trump said he was going to do this, he'd be losing his fucking mind, right? Sham. So I think that it's purely, you know, white people bad, basically. I think that's the reason why they don't go after this, which is very annoying to see, considering that something like feminism is, it's unironically something that Iran needs. Well, I mean, apparently it's something that it has. So yeah, me and all the Iranians who've been outside of Iran and the ones that are in Iran, especially being devoted to the protests, I wish more people would talk about this. It's so embarrassing that I'm one of the only people that's talking about this. And I know that I don't really do a great job explaining everything. I'm not a fucking expert in this, but at least I try to play the clips and talk about them and spread awareness. There's a lot of people that are just pretending like this doesn't exist. And it's very weird for me to see this. It's weird whenever it happens, and it happens all over the world. And I think that there is this massive, tremendous, overwhelming blind spot that Western, like, commentary people have for any sort of, you know, any of these Islamic Muslim countries and just Middle Eastern countries in general. It's not exclusive to Islam, where they just don't talk about them at all. And I find it to be very problematic. It's bad. Iranians are also going back to Iran to protect their families. Yeah, of course. Can you speak out more? You know what I'm seeing as racist? I think so. Russia's really getting backed into a corner. They are. The blind spot is intentional? I think it is. I think that they're intentionally ignoring it because it's inconvenient for their worldview. And I think that the reason, that's why it's not being covered by the BBC a lot. That's the reason why it's not being covered in Europe a lot. Because really, as an American, like, Iran having this happen is substantial, and it's, you know, it's influential and it matters. But I mean, think about it, like, Europe's a lot fucking closer, right? So they should be talking about it all the time. Why are they not talking about it? I think they're not talking about it. This is a conspiracy theory, but I think I'm right. Is that they're not talking about it because they don't want to be seen as people that are, you know, denigrating or downgrading or speaking negatively against Islamism, because they try to create the narrative that the people that are coming over from a lot of these countries are totally assimilable, you know, are totally assimilating into, you know, European culture. So if you're showing that even in Iran, people don't want to put up with this bullshit anymore, then how are you going to convince the European people that they should put up with this shit if Iran doesn't even want to put up with it? Do you see what I'm saying? Literally. So it's all about creating and protecting a narrative and making sure that that narrative is never challenged by any sort of inconvenient reality, like the fact that Iran is going through a 47-year, you know, in the making revolution. So people understand that you can overthrow corrupt governments. I don't think that's the reason either. I don't. I think that it's purely an identity-based reason, personally. Yeah. So
you're just tired of being oppressed.
Let me go back. I'll look at this. And Trump did talk about it a little bit here. Huge crowds arriving in Tehran. This is obviously their main city. Look at this. That's a lot of fucking people. It's probably due to money. I don't know if it is or not. Does this count as a world war? No. There's not really a war going on. It's just an internal civil war. It's inside of Iran. I don't see anybody really influencing this or doing anything else. BBC are showing live footage right now? Sure, but how much are they covering it? I'm not saying they haven't covered it at all, but I'm saying that overwhelmingly, I don't think that they've covered it that much. So let's see if I can find a few more of these. Oh, there's another one. Holy shit, look at everybody.
Holy crap, dude.
Oh my
that is
God.
An army of people.
According to Turkish media, 38 have been killed. There's no way it's only 38
crap,
people.
Dude.
There's no way. Iran has like, what, 70, 80 million people in it? Like, there's no way it was only 38 people. Like, really, I mean, I find that to be extremely unlikely. I wouldn't even believe 380. I bet probably 1,000, 90? 86, yeah, I thought it's like, what is it, like 70 or 80 million? That's what I thought. Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's around there. It's 38 today. Okay, that's more believable.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, these people are fucking psychos. This is like everything that a deranged weirdo on Twitter thinks that American government is what the Iranian government actually is. That's the difference. Yeah, average day in Detroit. Fuckers also attack a hospital at one of the small cities. People pushing narrative that this is Mossad or CIA's doing. I think that it's undeniable that Iran having a revolution is in the best interest of Israel, and it's also in the best interest of America. This is true. It's undeniable. Now, does it become a bad thing because it coincides with being in the best interest of Israel? I think it's just stupid thinking, right? I mean, there are things that Israel wants that other think that would be good, and there's other things that Israel wants that are bad. I think the reality is that this is obviously a good thing, period. Why can't you admit that Israel literally single-handedly removing terror organizations one by one in the world is making it a better place? Like, you can't see it, you're just blinded by hate. Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and Iran. When have I ever said that? I supported Israel killing terrorists. When did I ever not support that? Like, I don't know, what are you even talking about?
I mean, dude, people just be saying,
like, go back and look at the videos. Like, just because my main gripe and my main problem that I have with Israel,
I definitely get it, Asmund.
Is entirely surrounded inside of the United States. It's all about the United States. Like, what Israel is doing in the Middle East, I don't. I mean, like, it's gray. It's very, very gray. Some parts of it are not gray, right? Like bombing hospitals with kids, killing kids. But there's other parts of it that are, like, you know, going after terrorist threats, etc. So I'm not trying to make a distinction on. I don't think you can make a categorical distinction on everything Israel's done. But what I can say is, in the United States, I don't want to see Israel being a policy decider in the United States. I think that's totally fair for me as an American to say. I don't think Israel would want me to be, you know, telling them what to do either. I think it's very fair. Oh, this is, holy shit. They're burning down regime buildings?
Fuck, dude, yeah. That's the major difference between theirs and ours. Like, we just destroy everything over here.
Holy.
Well, not we, fucking liberal.
This is a new one. I haven't seen this at all.
Destroying everything, burning down buildings. But over there, dude, look at
their missiles and hospitals and
not
schools,
one
Israel
single
supported, just
civilian
let
building,
themselves
dude.
get bombed.
You know, people actually have to go to work.
I get it. I understand.
Just regime buildings.
Listen,
good.
I know all the arguments. I've read it many times. I know what you're saying. But at the same time, I think Israel could do a better job. And I think their expansion is too much. So, and also, by the way, a lot of the Israeli people think that. Many of them, don't they all think Netanyahu is a warmonger? Like, this is the Israeli people. This isn't my opinion. This is like their opinion over there of him. A lot of people, some people are saying yes, no, they don't. Oh, maybe I'm misinformed. But my understanding is that his approval is not universal in Israel either. Anyway, listen, guys, who gives a shit? My point is that just because something aligns with the best interests of the government of Israel or the government of the United States or both, like in Iran's case, that doesn't make it a bad thing. That doesn't make it a bad thing categorically. It does mean that you should approach it with trepidation, though, which is justified and fair.
All this trepidation.
And you should be skeptical. You should absolutely be skeptical. Israel's very liberal, divided like the United States. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't really know. And let's just be friends here, Israeli here. I want to be friends. I just don't want you guys to be...
Yeah, I want to be friends.
I just don't want to get bribed, okay? So yeah, they're burning down the entire fucking buildings. Holy fuck, man. Like, I do really think, like, at this point, what do you guys think that they're cooked? I mean, I feel like it's so obvious they're cooked. It's over.
Yeah, they're pretty fucked.
It's so over. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's not if, but when. I think so too. We'll build the building's certainly is. The building's cooked. You're right. Yeah, it's getting totally fucking barbecued, isn't it? And so there it is. And so yeah, I'm just reading some of these here too. And let's see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can pull some of these up. I've got friends of mine that are sending me images and links as well. Some people that have family in Iran, and you know, they're trying to link it and show it to me. So here's another one here. A large number of protesters took part this evening in the city of Mashhad of northeastern Iran. Need the military, though? They're gaining the support of the military. They are. They're massively gaining it. Is an S-Fan Iranian? He is.
Damn, that uploaded fast as fuck. Oh, PCs take forever.
It's not the first revolution the actual regime is facing? Yeah. Yes, so is Jay. Yeah, I have a lot of friends from Iran. Like, Train, Jay, S-Fan, all from Iran. Persian. Yeah. Here's another one. Are they taking down a flag? Yeah, that's what it's gotta be, guys.
This is the video. This is the video that I was talking about that I saw where I knew that it was over. It was over for these fuckers. Like, the day has finally, the reckoning has come. You know, you know, the day of reckoning shall soon come. This is that day. We are here. Today is that day.
It's up there. Unfortunately, Iran has two militaries, one normal military and one simping for the Ayatollah. Yeah, the IRGC is the Ayatollah military. And so, like, that's really, those are the real bad guys. if they can overcome the IRGC, it's over. I mean, like, that's the only real inhibitor to everything not being immediately on fire. The difference is that this time the people are united more than ever. It seems that way.
Dude.
Do you think Prince will become the leader or some other form of government? I think that it will. I think that immediately afterwards, the Shah will probably come back. Reza Pahlavi. Well, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, by the way, but like he will probably come back and be like an interim leader, and then they'll probably transition to whatever they transition to after that. Like, I don't know the history of Persia and Iran very well, so they might have a historical leadership system that they would prefer for a cultural reason. And so I can't really know that, but I think that's the start point that I think that they're going to have. Marco Rubio? No.
Rubio.
They're taking down the cameras, the government surveilling.
Oh, good, because it's not a government, dude.
That's
It's just a bunch
camera.
of terrorists looking over you, telling you how you should live. A bunch of immoral
Oh my God. They're under the Brits for a long time? Yeah, I don't know about that. And so, yeah, there's even more of this that's going on. Let me see if I can find any more of these. Oh, yeah, Trump did talk about this. Trump says the U.S. will hit the Islamic regime very hard if they keep killing people in the streets of Iran.
As you know, probably better than anybody, they're doing very poorly. And I have let them know that if they, as you know, probably better than anybody, they're doing very poorly. And I have let them know that if they start killing people, which they tend to do during their riots.
That's what they do.
Riots. If they do it, we're going to hit them very hard.
Yeah.
As you know,
You see,
probably
chat?
better than anybody.
This is my guy, dude. This is my fucking president, dude. This is exactly what I mean, dude. Everybody shits on America and everything, dude, but we are big brother, dude. We are literally big bro. Okay? We're not just gonna stand here and fucking let people be massacred just for trying to have a voice. Like, what? Are you crazy? You might try to be social justice warriors here and fucking try to play the high horse, you know, and use that as an excuse to sit on your ass and not do anything, but fuck that, dude. This is America, bro. We fight for freedom. If we see people actively trying to get their freedom back and do things the way that they want to do it, you know, we'll fucking help them, dude. Especially if that means that these people are willing to die for it and they actually are going to die from, you know, just standing up to these people. Hell yeah. Like, what? Exactly what I mean, dude. Exactly what I voted for. Like, I knew my president was gonna do exactly this, dude. Like, bro, what are you doing, dude? These are your people. You better believe we're gonna bomb the shit out of you if you think you're just gonna, like, you know, massacre your people just because they want a better life. Like, what? Are you crazy?
They're doing very poorly. And I have let them know that if they start killing people, which they tend to do during their riots, they have...
Yeah, I mean, again, I hope that we don't do this unless we absolutely have to. Like, I would support doing it if it saves, like, thousands or maybe tens of thousands of Iranian lives from, like, their oppressive military. I would maybe support it, but I really, really do not want to do it. I really do not want to do it. I think it's such a risky move, and like the problems that it could create would be like this could create a problem in like 18 years. You see what I'm saying? It's like such a huge like oh fuck.
Well,
and I think that even
at the end of the day, dude, a life is more valuable than a stupid political motive, man. So I'd rather just have to deal with this, you know, in like 5 years or whatever, how long it is from now, than, you know, try to argue and debate this with a bunch of retards now and, you know, let these people die and have a bunch of deaths on our heads that we could have easily stopped if we just went in there.
Even if Iran does have the
Like,
revolution,
fuck your feelings,
there
bro.
are going to be
I'd rather save a life.
nationalist Islamist people that
means
are going to
these people,
say
you know,
that
still
the
being
only reason why
alive.
this revolution happened is because of Israel.
What
It's
kind of nonsense
because
is that,
of
right,
America.
Pastor?
And they're going to be loyal to that same regime. And they're not going to just totally go away. They're not. But like, it's really about how many of them there are and how much power they have. But they take the threat seriously. Hopefully they will, right? It's not my problem. Our allies are the Saudis. They're closer. Yeah, but think about it like this. Yeah, Saudi Arabia is our ally absolutely way more than Iran. But that doesn't, number one, that doesn't always have to be the case. And number two, they can both be our allies. And number two, think about how much we have to spend on dealing with the secondary effects of Iranian terrorism. Think about how many millions and billions of dollars we have to spend every year dealing with, you know, all of the terrorist groups they fund, all of the different like ships that those people are taking over, right? The number 2. Did I say 2? Like, what do you mean? And sometimes I'm talking, right? Sometimes I'm just talking and I just say things.
The words escape you, like you just say shit.
Sorry about that. I don't know. And so, yeah, don't be annoying. Maybe I said 2 twice. Well, anyway, we can have two different allies in the Middle East. It's not like you only need one. Iranian anti-regime protesters launch a major push against the Islamic regime's security forces. This looks like Fallout or something. Holy shit. Yeah, no wonder they're protesting. When did this car come out? Like 1991? Yeah, they probably want a new car. I'd be pissed. Hey, what the hell is this? Looks like Minnesota. Yeah, probably will, right? And let's see if there's any more of these huge crowds of anti-regime protesters out in the street. Holy fuck. I think I already saw these before. There's a... Jesus. Governor headquarters are stormed. Security force cars and motorcycles set on fire. Riot police sent fleeing. And barricades built in city after city. This is no doubt the most intense night so far. Holy fucking shit. This is insane. Let me see if there's a live broadcast. They're killing us. Yeah, that's what I hear. And,
yeah, they're really killing them.
Showing no mercy. Yeah, these are some of the videos right here. We'll just look at this one. You're all delusional. Trump got oil from Venezuela. That's why he helped him. He'll get nothing from helping people in Iran. Trump is going to get nothing from helping Iran.
First of all, that's
what
incorrect.
About the ability to
you definitely find something to get. And second of all, why do these people keep thinking that there has to be some type of motive just to do the right thing and help people? Like, he literally just said that if fucking crowds of people started getting massacred, he would step in. Like, he would send fucking shit over there. Like, what are these people even going on about, brah?
Stabilize a key ally in his opponents. More than 2,100 people have been arrested. What an idiot chatter. Yeah. Demonstrations over economic conditions broke out in Kurdish regions of Iran, despite authorities using violence to try to disperse the protests. That's a lot of people. Before an announced general strike, according to witnesses and rights. Oh, this is the fucking...
Holy crap, chat. Look at this shit.
The shops. Protesters took to the streets. The shopkeepers shutting down stores, demonstrating chanting against government corruption. It's not even corruption. It's just total fucking bullshit. It's not even one thing. It's like everything.
Yeah.
To be honest, they executed over 1,600 people last year. I'm going to be honest. I would have assumed it's more. And you can see also, look at this right here. This is the difference between an American protest and an Iranian protest. A real protest versus a retard protest. Watch this. Molotov cocktails. Is he throwing these at the cars of the civilized people that are just trying to live their lives and go about their day? No, he's throwing it over that towards the things that represent the regime that's been oppressing him for his entire life.
Yeah, because he sees the actual enemy.
You see that? They're not throwing them at Teslas over there.
They're not keying Teslas, yeah. They're not destroying Tesla stores and garages and shit.
Nice throw. Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah, that was a perfect throw, dude. That was like some CSGO shit.
Video circuit on social media purported to show the new, what's this here? The new cities joining the protests that erupted more than a week ago. Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing this a lot. This is like basically all of these places here are shops. And they're all shutting down. I think that they're shutting down. Realistically, I bet shopkeepers are shutting down for multiple reasons. Like, it probably costs them money to keep the shop open. And because of the economic reasons, they're not able to make any money because nobody has the money to afford anything, number one. Number two, because obviously there's so much civil unrest, the shop could be damaged. And number three, it's to show protest and solidarity with the people, right? So it's like, it's basically every incentive points in that direction. Those who are truly oppressed know they must fight, unlike fake American protesters who just want chaos and things to go their way. Yeah, they lose the election and then they set things on fire. That's just the way it is over here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we voted for this shit. We all voted, and this is what it became of the vote.
Yeah, exactly. People gonna roach out on him so fast, openly targeting him. That's insane.
But then when the election is actually stolen as fraud and actual evidence of fraud and people committing fraud on the ballots and having illegals vote with no voter ID,
government's heavy-handed response could deepen public fury.
Well,
it could also encourage other nations to get involved. Because there's a lot of people who are tired of being terrorized by Iranian proxy terrorist groups. They're sick of it. They're sick of it. They've been dealing with it for fucking decades. And finally, after all this time, there's like, okay, you guys are on the ropes. Geez, what if we just send a few bombs over there? Right, Israel? Yeah, Israel. I think a lot of people are. I bet everybody in the region is fucking tired of it. What countries are in the USA would do something like this? I think Israel and the U.S. are going to be the two main countries that would do anything to interfere with Iran. I don't really... I could see the other countries passively greenlighting it or allowing it to happen, like doing it indirectly, but I don't really see any other country doing it directly. Russia's their ally. Russia's not going to do anything. Yeah, and you got to remember, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, a key ally of Tehran.
Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. Iran, the leaders of Iran right now are shitting on themselves because they know right now, that threat that Trump just made, where if they actually start massacring people, that wasn't no threat. That was a promise, dude. That was a promise, dude. And they know that he'll actually do it because you have evidence right in your face, dude. They just did it to Venezuela, and if they'll do it to Venezuela, they'll definitely do it to you, bro. Oh. Bro, there's no way. Oh man, these people really think it's just, right now they're in the fuck around part. Hopefully it doesn't get to the find out part for them, because they already saw Venezuela go through the fuck around and find out part. No, I don't think they want to fucking have to go through that, man.
Too bad about that one, huh? Vowed not to yield to the enemy. Iran's Supreme Committee. Yeah, the AI videos you making about blowing up Israel, not going too well, huh? In a way, October 7th might be a great thing for Israel. There's a lot of times where tragedies end up being a spark for a larger thing to happen that's positive. It's very common that happens.
Okay, let me just do something really quick. Let me just do something real quick. Okay.
Not going too well, huh? In a way, October 7th might be a great thing for Israel. There's a lot of times where tragedies end up being a spark for a larger thing to happen that's positive. It's very common that happens.
Alright, chat. First video is uploaded.
I think in a lot of cases, I think on a personal level, that happens for a lot of people, right? How many of you guys have had something bad happen in your life and it led to you doing something that made your life better? I think it's very common. It's true on a personal level. It's true on a general level. I think it's just true in general. Holy shit. Look at all these people. Ooh. That's a lot of fucking people, isn't it? That's a lot of fucking people. And so let's go back. I'll look at a few more of these. A Flashpoint? Yeah, it is. I don't know if there's any more live protests that I can look at. How about features live? And okay, it looks like I'm not really able to find any of them right this second. So we'll look at some of the other videos about it too. And there's this, but there's almost nobody watching this, so it's probably a bullshit live. And so I'm not even going to look at it. But yeah, this woman's been posting a lot of stuff from Iran. I'll go through some of this too. It's no internet, so no live. Well, some of them might have access in other ways. So yeah, and across Iran right now, landlines are down, mobile phone signals are down, electricity is out, the internet is down, nobody can call each other, let alone an ambulance if there's an emergency.
Yep,
Reports
they're
of
completely
endless
screwed.
regime gunfire.
And that should show you the level of importance that these people have for this. Like the fact that they're literally not essentially, they are risking their lives, dude, because if they get hurt or if anything happens, they're on your own, dude. You're on your own, soldier. You know, there's no evac coming, there's no help coming, you know. They're literally playing on legendary difficulty, last mission of Halo Reach, Lone Wolf. Like as soon as they wake up every morning, like on their HUD's display, it literally just says survive. Like, bro, and people still want to, like, oh man, dude, like that shit just irritates me. Like, these people are literally living on Lone Wolf legendary survival mode from Halo. And fucking liberal SJWs have the audacity to fucking, you know, parade over here that they want this regime to still be in power. Like, yo, actually, dude, like, actually blow beef. Like, for real, blow beef.
Iran is now a prison of 90 million hostages.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Jesus, that is brutal. Oh my God. Okay, well, you know, we'll have to see what happens. And let's look at the other ones here. Imagine humanity working together for infinite energy, finding robots to do our jobs, and everybody sits home watching Twitch. Yeah, that's the reason why I want UBI, is so I'll get more viewers. And President Trump, if you're serious about coming to rescue Locked and Loaded, you need to act right now. The internet's down. If you were in power last time, the Islamic regime did this in 2019. You know fully well what happened next. Yeah, he killed a bunch of people, right? And so, yeah. Let's see if I can find this here. I didn't know I muted her. That's why your opinions are bad. This is just somebody else talking shit. Mashhad regime base. Oh, wow. So they're setting their own bases on fire, too. I can't call my parents since a couple hours ago. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, and I think he has an uncle in Iran, and they're not able to get in contact with that uncle either. I mean, the majority of people probably are going to be totally fine, right? But, like, you know, it's kind of like what I said before with, like, you know, the IRS, and, like, you know, that guy flew a plane into the IRS building. I immediately called my dad, and it's like, you're not able to call your parent whenever that happens. It's scary. And so, yeah. Do you think Russia and China will intervene retaliate if we intervene? I don't think they will. I think Russia definitely won't. They're way too overextended. They just got 2 of their tankers nabbed. They just had Nicolas Maduro nabbed. They can't beat smaller Russia. I mean, it's not going to do anything. Yeah, they lost Syria. Yeah, they're done. China's not going to do anything. Why would China do anything? China's the most likely to do something, but I think that
they're involved.
And
but
this
if
is
they do
another thing,
something,
right? China gets a lot of their oil from Iran, right? That's my understanding, and that was the reason why people thought it was unlikely that they were going to close the Strait of Hormuz, because you know, they were getting a lot of trade from China. That's true, isn't it? North Korea also. Well, that's my understanding, right? And so for cheap, yeah, definitely. So I think that because Trump was already willing to trade oil from Venezuela to China, I think that it lowers the probability that China will try to go out and attack Iran, because, I mean, it's probably going to be the same thing. Like, because the Iranian people are going to need to make money, and China is able to pay for oil. So why would he shut that down completely? Because all that would do is just hurt the government. It would hurt the people there. Calling UA smaller Russia, Ukraine. We do not. Please kindly stop calling Ukraine smaller Russia. We don't lower ourselves to their level. I'm sorry. I think it's funny in a way, but like I know you guys are different. I'm fully aware of that. Yeah. I know I know a few people in Russia. I know a lot more people in Ukraine, to be honest. I think that a lot of them probably feel that way. It's a joke, yeah. Are they not? They're not. I mean, they're culturally similar, but they're not the same. It's the same as anything, right? I think that I don't know. Maybe it's like the U.S. and Canada. I'm not entirely sure. Let me look at some more of these. So what is this? This is a Bashai base completely overrun by the Iranian people. Seize all their weaponry, seize their equipment. Yeah, they absolutely should. Damn, they got this shit opened up. Oh. Oh man. I got one for you guys. Somebody just link me one. Let me see how I pull this up. So, suspected Israeli insider account with 100% win rate on Polymarket, with all their bets being on Israeli military operations, has bet that Iran will be attacked by Israel by January 31st. Huh. How about that? It's really interesting. Wow. And so yeah, buy now real quick. And Iran coverage is limited. The internet is so offline right now that you need to have an advanced IT expertise to be able to connect. Yeah, you were telling me that there's like people that are trying to go through, like, I'm not even kidding you, 9 different ISP tunnels in order to be able to get their internet in Iran right now. Like they're going through, they're using like magic spells and horoscopes in order to try to get this shit open, right? Starlink, apparently there is some reason why Starlink is harder to be used there. I think it has to do with some sort of counter technology, but I'm not sure about that. So yeah, Netrunners, yeah, bro, they're going Cyberpunk 2026 on it.
Netrunners.
Northern Tehran finally joined the uprising after nearly 2 weeks of the South in the fight infighting. Infighting, I mean, not infeeding.
Infeeding. Yeah, they're feeding themselves. They're infeeding.
Holy shit. No access to a Starlink router, too? Yeah, I think you have to have the technology in order to do that, too. Starlink, by the way, you don't hear a single Allahu Akbar chant?
Yeah, you don't hear a single Allahu Akbar chant here, dude.
People think most Iranians are Muslim. One. It's because inside of Iran, you have no other choice, and your religion is marked on your ID from the moment you're born. Yeah, it's not really a big surprise. And also, like, I mean, there's a huge reason why, too, is that they're revolting against the Islamic government. And I think that's the reason why a lot of these Western leftist people are not talking about this. I think they're not talking about it because this is an inconvenient reality for their ideology that Islam is somehow, you know, superior to secularism or to Christianity. Now, my outlook on it is actually pretty simple. I respect every religion to the extent that it respects me, right? Like, if I go to Saudi Arabia, I go to Dubai, I'm not going to be drawing pictures of Muhammad, okay? Like, it's the same as I go to China, I'm not going to be drawing pictures of Winnie the Pooh either. So you go into somebody else's house, you follow their fucking rules. But at the same time, you know, I don't think these places are horrible, but I wouldn't really want to live there either. I'm just being honest, right? I'm being honest. Like, what the fuck? Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say what? What? It's just respect, yeah. It's respect. Left-wing eligibility, have a rough start, yeah. Can you imagine being a leftist right now? The biggest Islamic government is being shut down, and there's a violent revolution against it. You're literally having the federal government come in and deport migrants, and, you know, one of your psychos decided to try to drive through a federal officer and they got shot, and seemingly nothing's going to happen about it. Then just after that, or just before that, you had one of your dictators from your favorite socialist country get kidnapped by America in the dead of night with no casualties and relatively no even, you know, environmental damage or equipment damage. And then even before that, you just got done defending Somali scammers that are just scamming hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and siphoning it back to, you know, the Somalian government, which, by the way, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that the Somalian GDP is the same amount of money than the amount of money that Minnesota's lost? What are the odds of that? Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, and Tim Walz quits too. Yeah, exactly. And this is, we're 8 days into the new year. Can you believe that? Don't forget terrorists. Yeah, well, yeah, the Somalian government, and it's being reallocated to Al-Shabaab, which is a terrorist group in Somalia.
Yep.
That's right, guys.
It's all true.
Your tax dollars are going to fund terrorists in Somalia if you're living in Minnesota. Maybe not now, but for a while
Yep.
it was. It's crazy. Keep in mind, the official Somalia government controls 3 or 4 streets in one city. Well, I don't know if it's that many. Wild how the loudest voices for human rights suddenly lose their voice when it's with Iran. Selective outrage is still hypocrisy. Selective outrage is absolutely hypocrisy. It 100% is.
No question about it.
It's actually embarrassing how bad people are at that. Like,
It's not even just that. It's also you just being a hypocrite too. It's literally rules for thee, not for me.
I find myself, like, a lot of times, this is going to be like an ego thing, right? But, like, I feel like in a lot of cases, I want to talk about this stuff and you know, like, bring attention to it, because I feel like if I don't do that, everybody else is just lying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Literally.
saying everybody, right? I mean, like, obviously there's people that
That's
are not.
exactly how
but
I
like,
feel.
I think that overwhelmingly, especially with like media
That's why I
that's
felt
like
compelled to make these
America-centric,
videos.
is like, it's so biased,
All the misinformation
so
recently.
one-dimensional, so agenda-driven, and there's not really the perspective of like an honest engagement of ideas.
Yeah.
People ignore it's hundreds, not thousands, millions of people killing in Africa for Palestine. Yeah, the Sudan stuff was crazy, wasn't it? I saw that. That was unreal. So the Pavlovi donkeys, it's 5:30 in
Pavlovi
Iran.
donkeys.
Yesterday, the donkey Pavlovi asked his supporters in Iran to come out to the streets and protest in every corner. Listen, nothing says Iranian propaganda more than AI art. AI art of missiles. That's right, guys. Do you remember like towards the end of the Iranian war with Israel, where Iran was saying that they were preparing a really big attack, and it was like one missile comes and it just gets boop. And that was about it. Yeah, it's like Pakistan. Even Pakistan is more impressive than this. I mean, Pakistan at least has nukes, and you know, like Iran is just, that's just sad.
Yeah.
You see their Lego AI propaganda video? No, I didn't. Random question, why don't they ever see you wearing a hat? I don't know. Maybe I should start wearing a hat. Yeah, I don't know. A few days ago, the Shah's son made an announcement asking people to come out on Thursday. Just wait for tonight's videos to come out. Well, wait a minute. So, just so I understand this, the Shah said for everybody to come out today. So this is an upcoming thing. Am I understanding that correctly? Yes. Okay, so what you're telling me is that they shut off the internet leading up to this. Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
No wonder they
Junior.
shut off the internet. See, I thought it was
Oh,
yesterday.
man.
I got the time zone wrong. It's happening now. Check his page. I will in a minute. Torch the fucking the Bozo regime.
Yeah, they just
The
lit that bitch on
Bozo
fire.
regime. Yeah, there you go.
Like, dude, you're gonna, like, once all this shit calms down, you're gonna start seeing mad videos of, like, the youth that was there, you know, like, these youngins that were there, and they're just gonna be looking at the camera like, yeah, dude, I went there, and not only did I go there, but I lit that bitch on fire, cuz.
Wow,
man.
he's on X? I'll look at it in a minute. Tehran is 12 hours ahead of you. Okay, I'll try to keep that in mind.
Will you?
Why is the world becoming like this everywhere? The reason why the world is becoming like this everywhere is because of the internet. It's because young people around the world are being awoken to the fact that they live inside of a pod, they own nothing, and they're not happy. They go out and they see other people in other countries that are happy, they're living their lives, they're enjoying freedom, and then even the people that are living inside of the countries that they're envious of, like for example the UK and America, well, those people are instead looking back to the past and seeing what they used to have. They're seeing that, you know, back in the day, you used to be able to support a family with one income, and your wife could stay at home and you could buy a house whenever you were 30 years old or 35 years old.
Yeah.
How many people have that reality now? Very few. So what's happening is that there is a global awakening of young people, especially I would say 40 and 50, really 40 and under, that people, and this is especially true with people that are in their 30s, because in America and a lot of Western countries, we've lived through a lot of like pretty crazy things that have happened. You know, if you're in your 30s, right? You lived through 9/11, you lived through the financial crisis, you lived through, you know, like COVID. And I think there's like 2 or 3 other minor ones that happened too. And so you live through the, you know, the advent of the internet. And so all of these happened inside of your formative years. And I think that one thing that's been really kind of evident is that the tremendous gain of wealth, power, and capability that technology and these new resources have brought has not really been enjoyed by the general population. And I think that this is true universally. It's true in Indonesia.
Sorry, Chad. I had to politely tell that lady to give me a call back tomorrow. It was actually something important about my car or whatever. See if I qualify for coverage or whatever. Like extended, like I qualify for extended car. I forgot what the hell she said. But it seems pretty important, and, you know, she was being nice, so I figured not to be rude.
Whenever they're protesting and they're burning down buildings of these government officials that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and meanwhile they're living on literally peanuts. It's happening in America when you see, you know, American politicians that are taking their net worth from like, $1 million to like $20 million in a year after they're in Congress. It's happening in Europe when you see people that are, you know, they become a stranger inside of their own country because they've been completely outpaced and totally outmaneuvered by migrants that have been brought in there by a hostile government. And so what's happening is that people all around the world, whether it's Iran, Indonesia, the United States, or Germany, are waking up and they're seeing this and they're saying enough is enough. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to deal with this anymore. This isn't fair. I don't have to live like this, and I won't live like this. And that's the reason why you're seeing, how do you fix it? You fix it by having, I think the biggest problem in all of these countries is corruption. That is the core problem. And corruption stems from a bigger issue, which is the people not being able to have their voice heard in government. And certain voices being suppressed, other voices being elevated, both artificially. So that is the core issue. Now, migration is downstream of corruption, because migration is happening because the oligarchs and the business class want to import in a bunch of migrants, and the political class are, basically benefiting from this because they can make the migrants dependent on different social systems so they can ensure the votes from those migrants indefinitely. So it's basically, like view botting for these politicians. And it's also, I don't know, like, let me think of a better word for it. It's also botting for, not botting really. It's just basically they're bringing in a bunch of free labor, right? It's scamming. They're scamming. And so they're they're view botting, really. No, I'm being serious, right? Yeah, it's slave labor, basically. I mean, it's not slave labor, not the way we had it, but it's like indentured servitude in a lot of ways. And so basically you have all of this happen, and then they feed the population identity politics, and then these identity politics keep people fighting about, you know, Christian or Muslim or white or black or brown or whatever the fuck. And I'm not saying this stuff doesn't matter. It does matter. It's core to somebody's identity and a national identity. It is. But at the same time, all of that is downstream from the economic and the political effects of bringing these people in. And I think that's the reason why you see so many of these protests happening worldwide now. Why is there a worldwide crash out? Because there's a World Wide Web.
Yeah. From my point earlier, too. These people just think that, you know, the internet doesn't exist.
So there it
just
is.
because you constantly shout out one thing doesn't make it true.
And you're seeing now people have access to the web now
plenty of shit that could prove the opposite.
More than they did even 10 years ago. Especially in a lot of these other countries because of smartphones and better technology.
Dude, like whenever I go to Honduras to visit my cousins and shit and everything, and this is a third world country, like they don't even have a proper toilet that can flush. Like they have to manually go to a well. Like these motherfuckers still have a well where they wash the dishes, and you know they have to like scoop up the water from a well just to flush the toilet. And then somebody comes every year, or they have to turn on the faucet like every couple of days, you know, to put more water in the well. And this is like not clean water, dude. And these motherfuckers still have somehow, you know, phones, like Androids phones that they can buy from like the delis that, you know, people have right in their homes. Because over there they have this thing called what is it called? A pulperia. And it's basically just like a little deli, but inside somebody's house, like literally. So you'll see mads of those, and every single one of those places has like phones that you can buy for like mad cheap, like Androids. Obviously not iPhones. iPhones you'd probably have to go to the mall, but you still see people with them and shit. Like my cousins, some of them have them, but most of them have Androids, and they're over here playing like PUBG, you know, Call of Duty, all this nonsense. Like, bro, you're telling me you could play PUBG but not access the internet, especially for like immigration purposes? Like, come on, bro. Come on. Come on.
They've got to blur people's faces so they don't end up killing them after the end of this, in case it doesn't go well.
This is what I mean, dude. Like, I've experienced this shit. Like, you're not gonna fool me with this nonsense. This is all excuses that fucking SJWs be making for everything.
Let me get that ready, Nomad. Yeah, let me just get to this. We got a few more of them. Keep the peasants fighting. Well, the problem is that the peasant fighting problems are real and they're legitimate and they're authentic, but at the same time, they're also they're a smoke screen.
Yep.
Keir Starmer is flirting with the idea of banning X.
Hold on, let me get a drink. My throat's getting dry again.
Starmer is. I mean, that guy, I think maybe we should just go capture him too. I mean, he had a lower approval rating than Maduro. Maybe we should have like the United States culling strike. Like in PoE. If your approval rating goes below 20% and you are in charge of a government anywhere in the world, the United States will come in the middle of the night and arrest you. That's right. We're the world police. Because, I mean, if you're not even at 20%, nobody likes you. Nobody wants you to be around here.
Nobody
like, just
likes
go. Yeah, exactly. You go under 20%. You get nabbed, bro. You going to New York. Yeah, please. Do I need to go? Yeah, exactly. Basically a street call. Exactly. Yeah. You go underneath that, you're done. If Trump's lower than 20%, nuke himself. Maybe, I don't know. Not nuke himself. Maybe get rid of the guy. We have an open spell next to Maduro. We can share a cell with maybe some other with Keir Starmer. Yeah.
Starmer.
Call of Duty. Yeah, bro, exactly. Yeah, it's not Call of Duty anymore. It's Call of Duty. And what is this here? Every crimson flower that... Oh, my God, bro. She's quoting... Jesus Christ. The president-elect of the NRCI? No way. This girl is tweeting shit out, and she gets called Shut the Fuck Up Gollum.
Fuck up, Gollum.
Oh my God. Wow. She's a communist? Yeah. I don't know about that. Gollum never wanted to share the One Ring. We made them escape. Holy shit. Starmer's a communist. He hates Britain. I think he's just I think he's a wet towel, limp dick, pussy ass, baby back bitch. I think that's what he is. I do. I think it's actually that simple. It's actually that. It's just that. There it is. Right? There it is. Marco declined to be a candidate for the Dolphins head coaching position. Oh, he did? That's too bad. Man, yeah, he's got to do something else. Bought and paid for by Israel. His humiliation fetish? Yeah. What do you think about the position of Trump on Greenland? I think that I was ignorant about the amount of effort and work that the Danes have done in order to like help America.
Yes, the Danes.
And I think the quote I said was, "What has Denmark ever done for us?" Apparently a lot of things, right?
Apparently a lot.
I think that the U.S., it would be nice maybe if the U.S. had Denmark for like national security or something like that. But I don't support Trump taking it by any sort of force. I think that anything like that should be up on the table for negotiation. Sure. Like, why not? And maybe it would be better for Denmark if that happened. But I don't think that we should bully them into it militarily. Denmark? Denmark? Yeah. He means Greenland? Well, Denmark owns Greenland, right?
I mean, yeah, but
just a minute. I'm. Wait a minute. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Jesus Christ. Y'all are stressing me out. So basically, the discussions about Greenland occur through Denmark. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
That's the point. You said taking over Denmark? Oh, I said taking over Denmark. Oh, yeah, sorry. Could we just become a closer and stronger ally? Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of places in between. Oh. Nope. Just a minute, I got a big one for you guys. I got a pretty big one. Wait, what? Oh, it didn't copy over. Give me a second. I gotta check it again. Okay. All right, give me a second.
Oh. That's just so annoying.
Where is it? Iran's Khamenei has fled the country and is on his way to Moscow. This is coming from Israeli sources. But, man.
Does make sense, though.
Man.
I see that happening.
Did he roach the fuck out?
I think he did. I think he did, dude.
I know.
I think he did.
If the U.S. Helps anyone, we should automatically own them. Well, I don't think we should own them, but like it's okay for us to, like I think it's okay for the United States to try to recoup the amount of money that we invested into helping a country. Like I think that's fine, but owning them, I don't want to own. Like we can't even own Minnesota.
Keep that favor in mind, you know.
Really, like we can't own Minnesota, guys. Like what are we talking about owning Iran? I don't want to. We can't own Venezuela. We can't own Minnesota. Like, we don't need 51 states. We can't even keep 50.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy to free Persia. Yeah, exactly. And again, I see what you're saying, and we can help them, but I don't want to be like trying to run shit over there, okay? So Iran's Khamenei has fled the country, is on his way to Moscow. We don't know if this is true. He's not fit to be a leader. Well, I think people have seen that. Will Khamenei leave Iran? Well, what are people what are people betting on? Let me see this. I'm gonna get a sponsorship with Poly Market. It's gonna happen. Khamenei out as supreme leader of Iran by January 31st. Man. 19% chance. This is the highest percentage that it has ever been.
That's hilarious, chat.
Oh
man, yeah, that was a long ass 2-parter video. The first part will be up in like 2 minutes, so go check that out, and then the rest of it, part 2, will be up tonight. It'll be around like 9, so stay tuned for that. Well, obviously, but I was talking to sorry, a little gas right there. Wow. Sorry, I was talking to Twitch chat and Kick chat. For you guys on YouTube, you guys have already seen this, but yeah, sorry for disappearing a little bit at the end. I was trying to fix my whole iPad holder that shows me my Twitch chat and everything. But yeah, that was long. And I'm so happy for them, dude. I'm so happy that they're actually taking back their country and Shiza now. But yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.